Hello everyone, I am very much pleased to welcome you for this video lecture. In this video lecture, I want to discuss a problem from chemical reaction equilibria. Let us look at the problem. One step in the manufacture of sulfuric acid is the oxidation of sulfur dioxide to sulfur trioxide. Consider performing this oxidation at a pressure of 1 bar with an excess of 100 mole percentage oxygen using air as the oxygen source. For the optimal yield of SO3, it is desirable to maintain the reactor at a constant temperature of 700 degrees Celsius. You may assume delta H of reaction at standard state is independent of temperature. Part A of the question: what is the equilibrium constant at a processing condition? Part B: if equilibrium is attained within the reactor, what is the excess steam composition? Part C: how much heat must be supplied to or removed from the reactor to maintain isothermal operation? Part D: what is the effect of increasing the pressure and the extent of reaction? Part E: what is the effect of increasing the pressure on equilibrium constant? Part F: would an increase in pressure be justified from a processing standpoint? Explain. Part G: calculate the equilibrium constant accounting for the variation of delta H of reaction at standard state with the temperature. Now let us look at the data to solve the problem. In the problem, pressure is given as 1 bar, temperature is 700 degrees Celsius, and delta H naught reaction is independent of the temperature. Given data, T1, let me take 298. Since all the thermodynamic data are available at this temperature, T2, let me take 700 plus 273, that is equal to 973 Kelvin. P is 1 bar. Let me write the formula 11 to this problem, that is del G naught of reaction, it is equal to minus RT ln K. It is universal gas constant, it is R, that is equal to 8.314 joule per mole Kelvin. T is the reaction temperature, K is the equilibrium constant. Let me write another formula, that is ln K2 divided by K1, that is equal to minus del H naught of reaction divided by R, opening bracket, 1 divided by T2 minus 1 by T1. In the problem, delta H reaction at standard state is independent of the temperature. Therefore, I have chosen this formula to solve the problem. And let me write the reaction stoichiometry as here. SO2 react with O2, give SO3. In order to balance this stoichiometry, let me put 1 by 2 here. So if I want to find K, I must know delta G naught of reaction. Let me tabulate the data here. SO2, O2, SO3, del H naught of reaction at 298 Kelvin. All the data are available at 298 Kelvin. Let me write joule per mole. Similarly, del G naught of reaction at 298 Kelvin. Also, the stoichiometric coefficient of the reacting species, SO2 is minus 1, O2 is minus 0.5, SO3 is minus 1. Now let us look at the textbook to get these two data. The standard table is shown here for the inorganic components. In the fourth column, delta HF naught at 298 Kelvin. In fifth column here, delta G naught F at 298 Kelvin. Let us look for our component SO2 in gas phase minus 296.813, but in the table it is given as kilojoule per mole, but what we need is joule per mole multiplied by 10 power minus 3, 296.813 and delta G naught F minus 300.1 here also minus rho to delta H F naught is 0, and similarly delta G naught F is 0 for SO3 minus 395.77 minus 395.77 delta G naught F minus 371.02 minus 371.02. You also have to multiply by 10 power minus 3. Therefore, here it becomes multiplied by 10 power 3. Once data are tabulated, we must know delta G naught of reaction, that is nothing but delta G naught of reaction is equal to summation of VI G I F naught at 298 Kelvin. At 298 Kelvin, we can expand this equation as this value multiplied by this value plus this value multiplied by this value plus this value multiplied by this value, that is minus 1 multiplied by minus 300.1 minus 300.1 plus minus 0.5 multiplied by 0 plus SO3 stoichiometric coefficient is 1 multiplied by minus 371.02. Similarly, we can find delta H naught reaction at 298. In our case, delta H reaction is independent temperature. Whatever value we have calculated, same value can be used here. So, I have entered the data in the Excel sheet. First, let us determine del G of reaction. It is nothing but this value multiplied by this value plus this value multiplied by this value plus this value multiplied by this value. Similarly, let us determine del H naught of reaction at 290 Kelvin, that is equal to stoichiometric coefficient of SO2 multiplied by this value plus this value multiplied by this value plus this value multiplied by this value. Now we have successfully determined del H of reaction at 290 Kelvin and del G naught of reaction at 290 Kelvin. Now let us go to the formula. Now let us go back to the formulas which we have written. Using this formula, that is del G naught reaction, now we have calculated this del G naught reaction divided by minus R multiplied by our temperature is 298, so it will write T1, that is equal to ln K, and K will be, from this K will be exponential of minus del G naught reaction divided by R multiplied by T1. Let us use Excel to compute K at 298 Kelvin. Let me write here K at 298 Kelvin. That is nothing but K at 298 nothing but exponential of minus del G naught reaction at 298 divided by R multiplied by T1. Let us substitute the values in the Excel. Exponential of minus del G naught at 298 is nothing but this value divided by R, this 8.314 multiplied by T1, that is 298 Kelvin, close a bracket, again close a bracket. Now we have successfully calculated K at 298 Kelvin. Now let us calculate K at 973 Kelvin. This is the formula we are going to utilize. Now we have determined K1, delta H reaction at standard state is calculated. R we know that multiplied by 1 by T2 minus 1 by T1. From this, let me take exponential K2. Let me write this formula. Let me rewrite this equation here. K2 divided by K1 exponential of minus del H naught reaction divided by R, open a bracket, 1 by T2 minus 1 by T1. And if I want to find K2, I have to cross multiply this K1 here. Let me write here multiplied by K1. Let me use Excel to solve this equation. Exponential of, open a bracket, 1 multiplied by del H of reaction is given here, equal to exponential of this value divided by R, that is 8.314. Let me close this term here, multiply by, open a bracket, again open a bracket, 1 divided by T2 is 973 Kelvin, close a bracket, minus, open a bracket, 1 divided by T1, that is 298 Kelvin, close a bracket, again close, again close a bracket. What just now we have determined is only this term, but I have to multiply by K1. Therefore, let me multiply K1 here. Our K1 is K at 290 Kelvin. This value multiplied by the whole term. I will get K value at 973 Kelvin. Now we have successfully calculated K at 973 Kelvin. In the problem, the first question is, what is the equilibrium constant at processing condition, that is at 700 degrees Celsius? That's what we have calculated successfully. Part B in the problem is, if equilibrium is attained within the reactor, what is the exit stream composition? For that, the given clue is excess of 100 mole percentage oxygen using air as the oxygen source. To solve this part, I am going to utilize these two formulas. Let me write given data according to the given reaction stoichiometry. SO2 plus RO2 gives SO3. The given problem, 100% excess O2 is utilized. That means 1 mole of SO2 need or occur 0.5 mole of O2. Since 100% excess O2 is supplied, amount of oxygen supplied will be will be 1 mole. And also in the problem it is given us air is supplied as a oxygen source. Air contain only 21% oxygen. Remaining 79 approximately it is nitrogen. Now let me write number of moles of individual reacting species and also inert nitrogen in the inlet stream. So N SO2, let me take this 1 mole. N O2 will be 1 mole since I have taken 100% excess O2. N SO3 will be equal to 0. Let me assume it is a pure reacting species entering. Number of moles of inert, that is nitrogen, will be every 21 moles of oxygen contain 79 moles of nitrogen. Therefore 79 divided by 21 multiplied by 1 moles of oxygen, which we assume, which we are allowing at the inlet stream. Therefore 79 divided by 21 will be 3.76 mole. Now since we are dealing with gas phase, here I am going to use YI for my problem. So let me write Y of SO2 will be Ni0 will be 1 mole, 1 plus stoichiometric coefficient of SO2 is -1. Therefore I will write minus epsilon is extent of reaction divided by N0 is nothing but N SO2 plus NO2 plus N SO3 plus Ni inert. N SO2 we know that 1, NO2 is 1, SO3 we assume it is pure without any product at the inlet stream, 0, N nitrogen is 3.76. Therefore we have N0 is 5.76 mole. Therefore 5.76 plus V, where V is nothing but summation of Pi, that is nothing but -1 minus 0.5 plus 1. It is stoichiometric coefficient of SO2, stoichiometric coefficient of the O2 plus stoichiometric coefficient of the product, that is equal to minus 0.5. So minus 0.5 epsilon. Similarly, Y yes Y. Similarly, Y O2 will be Ni0 will be 1 mole. So 1 minus stoichiometric coefficient is 0.5 epsilon divided by denominator same as what is written here, 5.76 minus 0.5 epsilon. Y SO3 will be epsilon divided by 5.76 minus 0.5 epsilon. Now I have written the mole fraction of reactant mixture related to the extent of reaction. Now let me utilize this formula, that is K, that is equal to pi of yi power vi. So let me write here epsilon divided by 5.76 minus 0.5 epsilon per 1 divided by the minus 1 divided by these two terms, 1 minus epsilon divided by 5.76 minus 0.5 epsilon multiplied by 1 minus 0.5 epsilon divided by 5.76 minus 0.5 epsilon. So I have written only this term pi of y power vi, p power v. P is given in the problem as 1 bar. Let me cross multiply here. P power minus v, and we know p is 1 bar. 1 power anything is going to be 1. K, which you have just determined, that is 2.5. This term is equal to 2.5. Let me solve this equation using Excel. So let me rewrite in such a way that I can use the formula directly in Excel. So p power minus v will be 1. So k minus epsilon divided by 5.76 minus 0.5 epsilon divided by 1 minus epsilon divided by 5.76 minus 0.5 epsilon divided by 1 minus 0.5 divided by 5.76 minus 0.5 epsilon, that is equal to 0. So here this and this will be cancelled out. Here is 0.5. Therefore I can rewrite here k minus epsilon 5.76 minus 0.5 epsilon power 0.5 divided by 1 minus epsilon multiplied by 1 minus 0.5 epsilon power 0.5. Here this is epsilon, that is equal to 0. Let me use Goldsik to solve for epsilon at equilibrium. So let me assume conversion as 0.9, that is equal to k, or k is this value, minus opening bracket, again opening bracket, epsilon multiplied by 5.76 minus 0.5 epsilon power 0.5, opening bracket, 5.76 minus 0.5 multiplied by epsilon power 0.5, close a bracket, divide by opening bracket, epsilon multiplied by 1 minus epsilon, this conversion, multiplied by 1 minus 0.5 epsilon power 0.5, 1 minus 0.5 multiplied by epsilon power 0.5. close a bracket, again close a bracket. I must get 0, but I am getting 0.9. Let me use goal seek and a what if analysis to find what is the exact epsilon where I am getting this value as 0. Goal seek. This is my cell, and to the value 0 by changing my assumed conversion, I am getting conversion as 0.48113. Now let me use Excel to calculate the mole fraction of the SO2, O2, SO3 and inlet at the exit stream. Why SO2 is nothing but 1 minus epsilon. Why SO2 is nothing but 1 minus epsilon divided by 5.76 minus 0.5 epsilon, 0.5 multiplied by epsilon, close the bracket. YO2 1 minus 0.5 divided by 5.76 minus 0.5 epsilon, 1 minus 0.5 multiplied by epsilon divided by 5.76 minus 0.5 multiplied by epsilon. Similarly, YSO3 will be equal to epsilon divided by 5.76 minus 0.5 epsilon divided by 5.76 minus 0.5 multiplied by epsilon, close the bracket. Now we can determine mole fraction of nitrogen at the exit stream by 1 minus summation of these three values, this value plus this value, close, yeah, this is the value. This is what we are getting as a mole fraction of our reaction mixer at the outlet stream. Now let us look at the part C. The question is, how much heat must be supplied to or removed from the reactor to maintain isothermal operation? Since we want to maintain isothermal condition, whatever heat which is rejected during the reaction, that should be removed. Look at here, the reaction takes place at 973 Kelvin, and also in the given problem, the heat of reaction is independent of temperature. Therefore, it is a heat of reaction, that is minus mean heat is rejected, and it is heat rejected per mole. According to our problem statement, the conversion is, that is equilibrium conversion is 0.481183. Therefore, heat that should be removed can be written as heat to be removed. Since it is isothermal condition, whatever heat evolved, that should be removed. Therefore, heat to be removed will be equilibrium conversion multiplied by heat of reaction. So, this is the amount of heat that should be removed from the system. Therefore, answer for this question is 47.616 kilojoule per mole. 47.616 kilojoule per mole. Our next question is, what is the effect of increase in the pressure on the extent of reaction? For that, let me write the equation which relate pressure and conversion or equilibrium composition, that is equilibrium constant K, that is equal to pi of yi power Vi P power V for our reaction, that is SO2 plus half O2 gives SO3. Therefore, V will be minus 1 minus 0.5 plus 1 minus 0.5. this equation can be written as K, that is equal to yi this equation can be written as K y of SO3 divided by y of SO2 multiplied by y of O2 power 0.5 multiplied by P power minus 0.5. If you rearrange this equation, you will get K P power 1 by 2 and y SO3 y SO2 y O2 power 0.5. If I am going to increase the pressure, this YSO3, that is mole fraction of our product, going to increase. Therefore, answer for the question is, what is the effect of increasing the pressure on the extent of reaction? As we are going to increase the pressure, extent of reaction is going to increase. Our next question is, would an increase in pressure be justified from the processing standpoint? Yes. If I am going to increase the pressure, my product distribution is going to increase. Therefore, increase in pressure is justified by this equation. Our final question, calculate the equilibrium constant accounting for the variation of delta H of reaction with the temperature. To calculate K when delta H of reaction, which depends on the temperature, we can use this formula. I have discussed about this formula in my previous lectures, where del A is nothing but summation of VIAI. Similarly, we can calculate del B, del C, del D and del E, where AI, VI, CI, DI and EI are taken from heat capacity data of the reacting species. After finding delta H of reaction at temperature 973 Kelvin, we can calculate K at 973 Kelvin using the given equation here. Let me copy the formulas in my Excel so that it is easy for me to calculate the values. Let us take the data of AI, VI, CI, DI and EI from textbook. Typically, the heat capacity data are provided in this format, where A is given here, B, C, D and E are given here. And let us look for our component O2, SO2 and SO3. For O2, A, B, C is 0, D is also 0. For SO2, A value is 5.699, B value 0.801, C value is 0, D value is minus 1.015. For SO3, A value is 8.06, B value 1.056, C value is 0, D value is minus 2.028 and E value is 0. Now let us substitute these values in the Excel. I have successfully substituted the values of A, B, C, D, E in Excel for all three components. In order to calculate del A, del B, del C, del D and del E, let us apply the same methodology which we used for calculation of del H and del G. So that in order to simplify the process, let me modify the formula here. In order to fix the cell value of VI, I am going to insert dollar symbol in front of V and after the B. I have done it successfully. Now I can copy the formula for the remaining columns. Look at here, values of B does not change for all the cells. Now let me calculate delta H of reaction at 973 Kelvin. Let me write del H of reaction at 973 Kelvin. Let us substitute the values here. That is equal to del H reaction at 290 Kelvin plus R multiplied by open a bracket, del A multiplied by bracket 973 minus 298 close a bracket plus del B divided by 2 cover with bracket multiplied by T square minus 298 square plus del C is 0 and del E is 0. Let us neglect the value. Therefore, minus del D multiplied by 1 divided by 973 minus 1 divided by 298 close the bracket, again close the bracket, again close the bracket. So we are getting 97,483.58601. Now let us calculate ln kt by k298. Ln k 973 divided by k 298 close a bracket. Let us substitute the values in the formula. That is equal to open bracket minus del h of reaction divided by r close a bracket, open a bracket again, plus del A multiplied by 298 plus del B divided by 2 multiplied by 298 power 2 plus del C is 0, del E also 0, therefore minus del D divided by 298 close a bracket, close a bracket, close a bracket, multiplied by 1 divided by 973 minus 1 divided by 298 close a bracket. Now to eliminate mistake, you close a bracket, plus del A multiplied by ln open bracket this value divided by this value close a bracket plus del B divided by 2 multiplied by 973 minus 298 plus del D divided by 2 close a bracket multiplied by open a bracket 1 divided by 973 power 2 close a bracket minus open a bracket 1 divided by 298 power 2 close a bracket, again close a bracket, getting minus 27.67. Now let us calculate k at 973, that is nothing but k 298, that is equal to k at 298 multiplied by exponentially of this whole term. We are getting k as 2.5933018 14 when delta H depends on the temperature. Thank you for the watching a video. Thank you.